Already allow recording for you. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Great. So good evening, devotees. Welcome once again. I know you were not expecting to see me today. Today you were looking forward to a session with Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, but he has got some other things happening and tied up elsewhere. So we've done a bit of a swap this week. So I'm doing today and tomorrow, and then Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu will do Tuesday, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we have what I believe is going to be Hema Mataji with Sanskrit and Sharad Prabhu with English. Is that right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
That's right, Prabhu.
It's the old Lugazi Alliance.
Yeah.
That's right.
All schoolmates.
Yes, yes. So people who didn't understand that.
He was the intelligent one, obviously.
All right, okay.
She's a flatterer.
I'm sure, yeah. So yes, they both come from a place in Uganda called Lugazi, which also happens to be the place where my wife comes from. So that's why I know the place quite well.
You are our Jamai.
Let me just let me just share that screen with you. So yeah, whenever you're ready. Yes, I think we're doing from 28, aren't we?
28,
right.
yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. I seek your blessings. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 28. Yatha nadinam bahavo amugvega samudram eva bimukha dravanti tatha tavami naralokavira visanti vaktrani abhivijwalanti.
As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths.
Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga visanti nasaya samraddha vegaha tathaiva nasaya visanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samraddha vegaha.
I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire.
Liliyase grasamana samantal lokan samagran vadanar jwalabdi tejobhir apurya jagat samagram pasastavogra pratapti Vishnu.
O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths. Covering all the universe with your effulgence, you are manifest with terrible scorching rays.
Text 31. Akhyahi meko bhavam ugra rupo namostu te deva vara prasiddha vignatum ichhami bhavantam atyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittam.
O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is.
Text 32. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravratto Lokan Samatum Iha Pravritta Ate Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Ye Vastita Pratyanikeshu Yodha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain.
Text 33. Tasmat tvam utishtaya solabhasva jitva satrun bhukshva rajyam samradam mayavate nihata purvam eva nimittamatram bhavasavyasachin.
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Text 34. Drona cha bhismam cha jayadratha cha karnam tathanyam apiyodaviran maya hatam cham tvam jahima vyathishta yudhya swajetasi rane sapatnan.
Drona, Bhishma, Jayadrath, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in battle.
Text 35. Sanjay uvacha etat shrutva vachanam keshavasya kritanjalirvapan kirti namaskritva bhuya eva krishnam sagan gadam bita pitaha pranamya.
Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjun offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows.
Text 36. Arjuna vacha stane rishikesha tava prakirtya jagat prahashyati anurajyate cha rakshamsi pitani disho dravanti sarve namashyanti cha siddha sangaha.
Arjun said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done.
Text 37. Kasmachatena namiran mahatman gariyase brahmanopi adhikatre anantadevasa jagannivasa tvam aksharam sad asat tat param yat.
O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation.
Text 38. Tvam adideva purusha puranas tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam vetasi vedyam cha param cha dhamma tvaya tatam vishwam anantarupa.
You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above all material modes, all limitless form. The whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you.
Text 39. Vayuryamo agnir varuna sasankhaha prajapatisvam prapitamahascha Namo namaste stu sahasra kritva punascha bhuyopi namo namaste.
You are air, and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, and you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great-grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto you 1,000 times, and again and yet again.
Text 40. Nama Purushtad Atha Prasthataste Namostu Te Sarvata Eva Sarva Ananta Viryamita Vikramastam Sarvam Samapnosi Tatos Asi Sarvaha.
Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all-pervading, and thus you are everything.
Text 41, 42. Sakyeti matva prasabhayad uktam he Krishna he Yadava he Sakyeti ajanata mahimanam tvam dam maya pramadat pranayena vapi yachava hasatam asatkartosi vihara sayasana bhojana nesu ekotavapi achyuta tat samaksham tat kasmaye tvam aham aprameyam.
Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava. O my friend, not knowing your glories, please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat and ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses.
Text 43. Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvam asya pujyascha gurur gariyam natvat samosti abhyadika kutonyo anyo lokatraye api apratima prabhava.
You are the Father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within these three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power?
Text 44. Tasmat pranamyam pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam piteva putrasya sakheva sakyuh priya priyaya hasideva sodam.
You are the supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, or a friend tolerates the impertinence of a friend, or a wife tolerates the familiarity of her partner, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you.
Text 45. Adrashta purvam risitosmi drishtva Bhayena cha prayathitam manome tad eva me darshaya deva rupam prasiddha devesa jagannivasa.
After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe.
Text 46. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drishtum aham tathaiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurte.
O universal form, O thousand-armed Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form.
Text 47. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat Tejo Mayam Vishwam Anantam Atyam Yanme Tvad Anyena Drishta Purvam.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you my internal potency, this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence.
Text 48. Naveda yajnadya yanirnadaner nacha kriyabir natapobir ugraha evam rupaha sakhyam aham loke drushtam tvad anyena kuru pravira.
O best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine. For neither by studying the Vedas or by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen in this form, in the material world.
Text 49. Mate vyathamaja vimudda bhavo drishtva rupam goram idram mamedam vyapeta viprita manapunastvam tad eva me rupam idam prapashya.
You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire.
Text 50. Sanjayuvacha iti arjunam vasudevasthathotvam swakam rupam darshayam asabhuya ashvashayam aschabitam enam bhutva puna somya vapur mahatma.
Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjun, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna.
Text 51. Arjunuvacha Drishtvedam manusamrupam tava somyam janardanam idanim asmi samvrittaha sachetaha prakritim gataha.
When Arjun saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature.
Text 52. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Sudurshasam idam rupam drishtva vam asiyan mama deva api asya rupasya nityam darshana kankshinaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjun, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear.
Text 53. Naham vedya na tapasa nadane na chejaya sakya evam vido drushtam Drishtva man asimam yatha.
The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am.
Text 54. Bhaktya tvam anyaya sankhyo aham eva vido Arjuna. Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding.
Text 55. Mat karma kran mat paramo mat bhakta sangha varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasamam iti pandava.
My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me.
Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjun Samvade Vishwarupo Darshan Yogo Nama Ekadashyo Adhyayaha. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
everyone.
Thank you both very, very much. Nice pronunciations. Hema Mataji and Shara Prabhu, very nice and calm English recitation. Thank you so much, both of you.
Very difficult pronunciation, Prabhuji.
Yes, I think chapter 11 is probably one of the more difficult ones, I must admit. It's like very long words and long verses. So, yes, so when you're reciting it, you did really well. So, thank you. But, like they say,
Can I make an, sorry, yeah.
yeah, they
Can I
all
make
come
an
by practice.
announcement before we start? Is it okay for me to make an announcement before we start?
Yes,
Just a
please.
quick announcement. Yeah, just to say that our dear Rajshri Mataji, who does our recitation timetable, has just been initiated yesterday by His Holiness Jaipataka Maharaj. And her new name, her initiated name is Rasalila Srimati Devidasi. And I would like all of us to join, everyone to join me in wishing her well in her spiritual journey. Initiation, as they say, is the beginning of spiritual journey. And we pray that she stays steadfast in her service to her Guru Maharaj, Krishna and devotees. All the best, Rajshri
Haribo.
Mataji.
Haribo,
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. My humble obeisances to all the devotees and all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, everyone. And it is all because of the mercy of all the devotees and senior devotees and their association and blessings that I was able to get the mercy of Guru Maharaj, that I got the initiation yesterday from His Holiness Jaipataka Swami Maharaj. And this is the beginning of my spiritual path. So please bless me that I'll be able to serve my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and all the Vaishnavas to the best of my ability. Thank you so much, everyone, for your blessings.
Hare Krishna.
So,
All the blessings are with you.
Thank you,
Rasalila Mataji. Rasalila, what is this? Rasalila?
Rasalila Shrimati Mataji.
Right.
Shrimati Devi Dasi, sorry.
Yes. So you must change your screen name now from
Okay,
Rajshri.
I will do that.
Yes. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Congratulations again. This is a wonderful beginning of your journey, and we all pray that the Lord showers you with all the mercy to keep you in His service all the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Hema Mataji, for making the announcement as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, let me now just share the PowerPoint for today. Okay, are you seeing the PowerPoint now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you. Great. So we are continuing our reading from chapter 11, the universal form. As usual, the chapter summary so far, it seems a long time ago that we did this first 8 verses, Arjuna requesting Krishna's, Arjuna's request and Krishna's description of his universal form. Then 9 to 31, a big section, Sanjay describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form of Dhritarashtra. 32 to 34, Krishna saying, I am time, and you please become my instrument. 35 to 46, Arjuna is praying to Krishna. Now the last section, Krishna's two-armed form is shown only to pure devotees. We go on to today's verse, which is 53. Om Namo Bhagavate Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 11.53. I'll just mute that 1 second. Naham vedena tapasa na danena cha chetyaya shakya evam vido drashtum drishtavan asimam yatha. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. Before we go to the purport, we just look at the verse. In terms of the pronunciation, this is where the T's come in, as we were discussing a long time ago. The T's, when you have a T without a dot, let me see here, yeah. So here, so we have tapasa. So that ta is like ta for tare, ta for tumhare. So that ta. But when there's a dot underneath, it becomes a hard T, ta for tomato, like that, right? So that is the difference when you're pronouncing this. And today Hema Mataji pronounced it quite well. So Krishna talks about transcendental vision, the form you're seeing with Christ. So here, Krishna is already showing him his two-armed form, and then he's saying the form that you're seeing with transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by this. So now you imagine, if you go back, it is said early on that Krishna gave the vision for Arjun to see. So see from here, you can see that actually Arjun, being a pure devotee, already had the transcendental. He's got now the transcendental vision, and he's seeing Krishna. So that vision to see the universal form was actually, in one sense, a bit of a downgrade. Because of course, if you can see the Supreme Lord in his original form, then you can see everything. Everything is included in that. So this here it just confirms that again, that Arjun already has transcendental vision to see Krishna as he is. And for the universal form, there had to be some adjustment for him to see it just in one place. So go on to the purport. So today the plan is a short purport on 11:53. My plan, because we're doing today and tomorrow, so what my plan is, we'll see how we go on with 53. We may start on 54 today and then continue tomorrow, purely because 54 also is actually a very big purport. So we can hopefully make a start on that today. So let's see here. I've got Harsha's iPhone. So perhaps Harsha, Mataji, if you can read the purport, please. Okay, if not, then we will go to, there's another, I'm just looking at names that we haven't had before. So,
Krishna first
Hare-
appeared before his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, in a four-handed form, and then he transformed himself into the two-handed form. This mystery is very difficult to understand for those who are atheists or who are devoid of devotional service. For scholars who have simply studied Vedic literature by way of grammatical knowledge or mere academic qualifications, Krishna is not possible to understand, nor is he to be understood by persons who officially go to the temple to offer worship. They make their visit, but they cannot understand Krishna as he is. Krishna can be understood only through the path of devotional service, as explained by Krishna himself in the next verse.
thank you, Asha Mataji, thank you very much. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashadari Pacharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll just, as usual, pick up points for the purport. So the very first line of the purport, Krishna is saying, Prabhupada is saying rather, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna first appeared before his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, in four-handed form, and then he transformed himself into the two-handed form. So this theme continues about the two-handed form. So I just wanted to look at how Vasudeva and Devaki became so fortunate that the Supreme Personality of Godhead took birth in their family. So, does anybody know about Vasudeva and Devaki's previous birth? I should say singular birth, not previous birth. But yes, plural births, plural.
Kaushalya Mata and
Prishni and some.
Yes. Sutapa, yes.
Sutapa.
So here in Satyuga,
Sachi
yeah,
Devi.
Vasudeva was Prajapati Sutapa and Devaki was Prishni. They both were ardent devotees of Lord Vishnu, and they performed very severe austerities to make him happy. And then finally, the Lord gave them the darshan and asked them to ask for a boon. They said, "We want you to become our son." So the Lord, some places where you read it says that because they were so excited, they said it 3 times. Maybe like Draupadi's case when we hear, right? Similarly, here they said it quickly. We want a son. We want a son. We want a son. We want a son like you. So he said, "Okay, I'll be your son 3 times." So this is how this story goes back all the way to Satya Yuga. So he then appeared as their son, and what was his name?
Is it Sachi Mata and
No, that was later. But
No.
here,
Prishni Garba.
yes, very good. Krishni Garbha, that was the name of the Lord who appeared as the son of Prajapati Sutapa and Prishni. Then in Treta Yuga, anybody?
Kapila.
Yes. Kashyapa, sorry, not Kapila, Kashyapa. Kashyapa and Aditi. So then Vasudeva and Devaki were born as Kashyapa and Aditi, and then he was born as, what was the son's name?
Kapila.
Vamandev.
Vamandev. Vamandev. So Vamandev appeared as a son of Kashyapa and Aditi. And then in Dwapara Yuga, of course, Vasudeva and Devaki, and he appeared as Krishna himself. So this is the history of how the Lord appeared 3 times to Vasudeva and Devaki in their three different births. So this is like a part of a purport from the 10th canto. So let's see who I can ask. Chandra Chaitanya Prabhu, maybe you can read this, please. Okay, if not, then maybe Chandrika Mataji, Chandrika Patel Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
During Swayambhuva Manvantar, both of you had worshipped me with the desire of a son. Vasudeva was a Prajapati, Sutapa, while you were his wife Prishni. You had worshipped me with pure hearts. Pleased by your penance, I had asked you to seek a boon, so you had sought a son like me in virtues. I had arrived then as your son Prishni Garba. In the next birth, you were Kashyapa and Aditi, and I was Upendra. Now in the third birth also, I have arrived as your son.
Yeah, this is just confirmation of what we just discussed. Let's see what Prabhupada says next. So Prabhupada says this mystery is difficult to understand for those who are atheists or who are devoid of devotional service. So you see, atheists, of course, they don't even know, they have no idea, and they don't even want to know. So they, of course, will never understand Krishna or his personal form. But here it is said that those, even people who are performing certain religious processes, but if they are devoid of devotional service, then they will not understand this mystery of Krishna's birth. So here, this is a beautiful verse in the 5th canto, 12th chapter, text 12 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here is Jana Bharat speaking to King Rahugana, and he's explaining a similar situation to him. He says, Rahugana tapasad, no, sorry, wrong meter. Rahugana tapasanayati na chejyaya nirvaparad grihadva na chandasa naiva jalagni surye vina matpadarajo vishekam. So the translation, and there was, I think, Chandrika Ben Patani. Maybe you can read this, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My dear King, Raguna, unless one has one has the opportunity to simmer his entire body with
Yes, we
Hare
can hear
Krishna.
you. We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Dust of the lotus feet of great devotee, one cannot realize the absolute truth. One cannot realize the absolute truth simply by observing celibacy from brahmacharya, strictly following the rules and the regulation of householder life, leaving home as a vanprastha accepting sannyasa or undergoing serve penances in the winter by keeping oneself submerged in water, or surrounding oneself in the summer by fire and the scorching heat of the sun. There are many other processes to understand the absolute truth, but the absolute truth is only revealed to one who has attained the mercy of the great devotee.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Sandhya Mataji. So here, see, Jadabharat is saying to King Rahugan that all these processes are not, you can do all these things, as I was saying, so many different processes you can do, but it will not come to understanding the absolute truth. The absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you can't understand the absolute truth unless you have attained the mercy of a great devotee, it is said here. So this verse, you can, I don't know if you noticed the word Chejaya. Chejaya also appears in today's verse. It's a sandhi of two words, Cha and Ijaya. Cha means and Ijaya means worship. Ijaya, as you know, Ijaya is worship, so Ijaya. So all these amazing processes, observing celibacy, taking sannyas, undergoing severe penances in the winter and the summer, all those things, they are no point for you to understand unless you actually receive. And what do you need to receive? Vina mahat pada rajo bhishekam. So mahat means a very advanced devotee. Pada raja means dust from his lotus feet. Abhishekam. So he says, unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of a lotus feet. So we speak a lot about this. People say, I'll take the dust off the feet of senior devotees and all that. What does that mean? What do you understand? Can anybody say what you understand by that? Taking the dust off the lotus feet.
Taking mercy of the...
Yes, that's true. Krishnamani Mataji. Taking that's one meanings you can take. Actually,
What about blessings?
Taking blessings from the Gurujis.
Yes, taking blessings, taking mercy, all that is fine. And literally, if you
it's humble. It's
yes,
being humble and service mode.
Service mode, yeah. So, yeah, all of these are correct.
What about taking instructions of your Guru Maharaj?
That is what I was looking for. Bhagavati Mataji, that's exactly the main thing. So everything is correct. Yes, by taking the dust of Lord's feet, you mean you can take mercy from him, blessings from him. You can actually literally take, while wherever he's been walking, you can actually rub that floor and put it on your head. So literally you can take the dust as well. But the real meaning is to follow his instructions. If you follow the instructions of the senior devotees, of the exalted devotees, then you can't go wrong. So if you do that, if you follow the instructions, then automatically they will bestow their mercy onto us. And then once we have that mercy, then we can start to understand the Supreme Lord. There's a beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm not sure, Madhya Lila somewhere, where he goes, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastre Kaya, Lava Matra Sadhu Sange, Sarva Siddhihaya. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastre. Sarva Sastre means all literature. And that actually includes all other religions. Whether you take Islam, whether you take Christianity, Judaism, whatever, any Shastra you take, one thing everybody will emphasize is to follow in the footsteps of the exalted devotees and have the association. So this is one common thing that in all the religions. So we cannot make progress unless we have association. Lava matra sadhu sange sarva siddhi hoy. Lava matra, lava. Lava is a measurement of time. I think a couple of months ago, a few months ago, we discussed this whole chart of measurement of time. You know, in English, we say seconds and then the milliseconds. Sometimes you say nanoseconds. But that's the lowest you can go in terms of timing count, in terms of counting time. But in the Vedas, Bhagavatam, third canto, I believe, is given you a breakdown. It goes all the way down, and lava is described as 1/11th of a second. So even that much time of an association, if you get with a pure devotee, sarva siddhi haya, which means your life becomes perfect. So that it says Krishna can only be understood through devotional service, and as explained by Krishna himself. So that was the end of 53. And what time is it now? 32, actually. Yes, we actually hit. So let's just, okay, in that case, rather than go to 54 now, let's discuss any questions, anything on 52. Sorry, yeah, 53. And otherwise, we will not do justice to 54 even a little bit right now. So let's just look at 53 and any realizations, any comments, anybody on this? Very instructive verse, this one. No comments? Has anybody had any experience of...
I'm writing something, Prabhuji, but I think I'll say it now.
Please do, yes.
What I feel from here, that by doing austerity and charity, we sort of try to reduce our ego. By penance, by doing penances, strengthens us internally and externally. But by worshipping Krishna, and with his grace and blessings, it invokes our, inner strength to, have full faith in Krishna.
Exactly.
By worshipping only, yes.
Yes. All the other methods mentioned, of course, are very powerful in their own way. So we're not denigrating them. But the point we are making, the point here, Krishna is making, is that, rather Prabhupada and purport is making, that the final ingredient is devotional service. You cannot make progress without that. We can be situated in a very elevated position, but it will not give you the final realization until we come to devotional service. So this is the main thing. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us is he's given us this direct method immediately. Because the progression normally is people will go step by step. We learn about the yoga ladder in Bhakti Shastri, where eventually you have this realization from moving on from step by step, and then finally you come to devotional service. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened the storehouse for everybody. Usually you have, if you look at the old-fashioned brahmanas would say, no, you can't do devotional service, you have to progress towards that. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and said, no, everybody can do it. Anybody and everybody can chant the name of the Lord and become pure devotees. So, and Prabhupada then went on and took that all over the world and made so many wonderful devotees. So, yes, thank you for sharing that, yes. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Santosh Mataji.
The last sentence, may I ask a question, please?
Yes,
the
please.
last sentence of the purport, which says, Krishna can be understood only through the path of devotional service, as explained by Krishna himself in the last verse. So the two words, devotional service, how much devotional service should one do in order to be able to see Krishna? It's a question of quantity, how much?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the nice question, Santosh Mataji.
Thank you.
Actually, it is not a question of quantity. It is more a question of quality. Quantity, of course, matters. You can't just say, okay, for 2 minutes a day, I will do devotional service and the rest of the time I will not. Quantity matters, but more important is the quality. Our consciousness, how deeply we are involved in that mood of devotional service. And that is what matters. And sometimes people say, but yeah, how much and how long does it take and all that. But that is very individual. First of all, depending on how much covering we have ourselves. Some of us on this group may be actually on our last birth, for example, right? We've done so many journeys and we've come here. Now we've been exposed to Krishna through the mercy of devotees and Srila Prabhupada. And this could be our last life. So we could actually finish even at the end of this life. But someone like me who's got a lot of baggage and carrying a lot of bad karmic reactions from before, it would take maybe several lifetimes. So it's completely different and completely individual. But in terms of the devotional service, it is a question of our consciousness and how surrendered we are with our service, how much faith we have in Krishna. So this is the measurement. So it can happen in 1 second. Prabhupada says in one was at the end of one lecture, I believe it was in Australia, he gave a very powerful lecture, and then the devotee asked a similar question saying, Prabhupada, how long does it take to get to perfection? And Prabhupada said, 1 minute, 1 minute. If you are able to really completely surrender to the Lord and absolutely have no other things in your mind, or the only thing is, I've completely understood who Krishna is, I have completely understood what the duty of a human being is, and I am now giving everything up. And then I'm surrendered unto Lord, I'm in your hands. But absolutely, really, really, really meaningfully. That's success. That is done. So you don't have to be, it's like you don't have to measure the devotional service in that way.
Prabhuji, Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes.
How does one know they've fully surrendered?
How can one fully surrender?
How do they know they are?
So, okay, there is a measurement given by Rupa Goswami, and it goes like, you have to measure with these things. First of all, accepting everything that is beneficial to our devotional service. Accept everything which is beneficial to our bhakti. Rejecting everything which is not favorable for our bhakti. These two measurements. So if we are in the state where we know and we are rejecting everything that is not favorable for us and accepting things which are favorable for devotional service, that's one. Then to accept that Krishna is my ultimate shelter. There is no other shelter anywhere except Krishna. Accepting that fact. 3, serving the Lord with your heart and soul, not just superficial. Serving the Lord with your heart and soul. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. realizing how helpless I am. See, right now, one of the problems is our ego thinks I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. So completely letting the ego go, realizing I am completely helpless. I am a tiny little soul. My size actually is 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. That is my size. I am nothing. So everything that's happening to me is by the mercy of the Lord. And now I am completely surrendered unto the Lord. So these are the kind of measures. I forget the sixth one. If anybody knows, can remind me.
Is it Ananya Bhakti or something? Ananya Bhakti?
Ananya Bhakti, yes, Ananya Bhakti is there. That comes probably even
like
before.
a single
Yeah.
thinking of Krishna only, isn't it? Nothing else.
Yes, exactly. Ananya Bhakti, single-minded. So yes, Anukulyas. The verse has gone from my mind now. But yes, so these are measurements. So there is in Shastra, these measurements. And overall, if you forget all that, just think about every few months, one should take a measurement of where we are in devotion service. So that measurement is very simple. How much attachment do I still have for material life? Am I still looking forward to watching television programs? Am I still attached to my family? I always say this, it's always a touchy subject because people say, oh, you have to, how can you not be attached to your family? So always the proviso is, yes, we are not, nobody says, Prabhupada or Krishna doesn't say that you give up your family. You have to, of course, maintain your duty and perform your duty towards your family. So do that as a duty. Also, give the love that you need to give the family, all that's allowed. But internally, we need to be detached. Internally, we need to understand that all these people who are around me today, my family, my children, my husband, these are all part and parcels of the Lord. And just like in a river, sometimes pieces of straw come together and then by the waves, they're automatically separated later. It's going to happen like this. We have to completely understand and realize that. And then we perform our duty for the short time that we are with them. But know that the bigger goal, the bigger picture is that I need to look after my soul. I need to make sure that I don't waste this human form of life, which is the only platform where I can get myself out of the cycle of birth and death. So that way, we perform our duties with the family, give them love as well, but we don't have the attachment. That is the thing, right? So that is a yardstick. So every 6 months, 8 months, you can see if you're making progress. If you're getting more attached to the other side, to the material things, then you know you've got a lot of work to do. If you are now feeling more and more attached towards your devotion service, then you're making good progress. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chandrika Mataji.
Perfect.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we kind of know, but we need this repeat because Draupadi, she just put her hands up finally and she surrendered that way. But we are still in our material lives, and like you said, we need 6 months to take an account of our doings. So that's good.
Oh, this is Chandrika Mataji, Piyush's wife, is it?
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah. Just recognize your voice. Thank you. Yeah. So yes. So yeah, you're right, Chandrika Mataji. This is it. All these things that we are actually speaking is nothing new. It's all there in the books. We've all read it before. We have all heard it before. But all of us, we need to get reminded time to time.
Yes, refreshments. Yes.
Refreshment, exactly. There's nothing new. All this, Krishna spoke to Arjuna 5,000 years ago, and he spoke to the sun god millions of years ago. It's the same philosophy. Nothing is new. So I've got Hema Mataji saying, therefore, Kapil Dev says, therefore, I do not find a greater person than he who has no interest outside of mine and who therefore engages and dedicates all his activities and all his life, everything unto me without cessation. Ahaituki apratihata. Thank you for sharing that, Hema Mataji. Exactly. So this is perfect. How Kapil Dev is saying that, yes, without cessation. Again, yes, we have to maintain our worldly things, but internally we should be always connected to the Lord. Then I've got Rita Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. How does a person know that he or she is qualified to be a spiritual devotee when a person, lady is Gargis? I didn't get that word. Gargrishti? Oh, sorry, Grihasti. Grihast. Maybe lady. Okay. So Grihasta. So Rita Mataji, if I understand your question correctly, the ashram, whether you are a grihastha or you are a brahmachari, or you are a sannyasi, that does not matter. Any ashram is suitable for you to make your progress spiritually, and really there is no question of feeling qualified to be a spiritual devotee. Everybody is qualified. Even a dog eater is qualified. As long as he gets in touch with the right devotees, he understands the process and starts to follow the process. Just by starting to follow this process, you are a devotee. I say this quite often. Prabhupada was once asked, Prabhupada said, everybody is a pure devotee. So people were quite surprised because generally speaking, we use the word pure devotee only for very exalted devotees. So somebody asked, Prabhupada, do you mean everybody here in this room is a pure devotee? Prabhupada said, yes. Then he pointed to a devotee who had just joined like a week before. And he says, is this devotee a pure devotee? He's only joined last week. Prabhupada said, yes. He says, it's a question of green mango and a ripe mango. A mango on the tree, when it's green, of course, it's not sweet and everything. But as long as it remains in the tree, it will remain. It will become pure. It will become ripe. Similarly, if we remain attached to this process is guaranteed to work. There's no two ways about it. We have so many examples. We have so many devotees before us who have made their life successful. Within our eyes, within our experience, we've seen this. So the process works. We just need to give it a chance. We need to put our faith in it. And this way, we can make progress. So yes, there is no particular qualification needed. Of course, once you start the process, we need to give up the bad habits. That will automatically happen. Krishna will give you the intelligence.
Can I make an observation, Prabhu?
Yes, Chandra Prabhu, please.
What a wonderful class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
You mentioned about devotional service, which is very rare. Prabhupada has confirmed that. And it only happens by the grace and mercy of the devotees. Just like Jada Bharat was saying to King Rahuguna, to get the dust of a pure devotee. So I think we will succeed in devotional service provided we have the mercy of the devotees. So I think serving the devotees is far better than serving the Lord because that is a quicker route.
Very well made. The point is very well made, Chandra Prabhu. That we most of the time, we are not really qualified to go and serve the Lord directly. But if we serve his devotees, then the Lord is more pleased. The Lord says that more than my devotees, the devotees of my devotees are more dear to me. Just like, for example, for a parent, the grandchildren are more dear than their own children. Similarly, the Lord loves the devotees of the devotees. So our situation should be serving the devotees. And our path, by the way, our path is not direct worship to Krishna. Our path, actually, we are all Radhanugas. We all worship Radharani, actually. Our worship is towards Radharani, and if Radharani is pleased with us, how can Krishna not be pleased with us? When Radharani goes, when it's our time to go up there, and Radharani says, oh Krishna, this is your devotee who was serving in the car park at the Bhaktivedanta Manor for so many years, or he is a devotee she was doing such wonderful book distribution at supermarkets and all that. If Radharani says that to Krishna, Krishna is going to let us sit at his lotus feet with open arms. So we need the mercy of Radharani, who is the most purest devotee of the Lord. But because we can't even get directly to Radharani, we then worship, we can actually then serve the other devotees that we know, or the senior devotees, and we get that mercy directly through them from Radharani.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Pamela Mataji.
In some of the pastimes in the Bhagavatam, it in certain stories, for example, Gajendra prayers, Dhruv Maharaj prayers, the Rudra Gita, Lord Varadev, these pastimes, it says that, you know, if one really reads it with faith and devotion, it removes all their sinful qualities. So, you know, I'm a little bit confused about that, because does it mean then, okay, so you really have read that and you, with love and affection and whatever, does that mean then that you are clear of all your sinful qualities, of all your different past lives and whatever? Could you please explain that a bit to me?
Yes, thank you, Pamela Mataji. So yes, you will find this is called Phalashruti. Phalashruti is the benefit that has been declared at the end of most chapters. It declares that anybody who has heard or read this chapter with full faith will get this benefit. And when, like Pamela Mataji, the example you gave was all your sins will be eradicated. Of course, absolutely. If you have read these pastimes in the Bhagavatam, so many wonderful pastimes of Krishna's devotees, if we read them with feeling and we focus, yes, of course, our sins are eradicated, certainly. The problem with us is we carry on making more sins. We don't stop at that. If we're able to just remain sinless after that, then we would make our progress very, very quickly. So when we are not making very fast progress, we have to know that it's like a boat which has been anchored, and that anchor is we are rowing and rowing and rowing, but it's not moving forward, because the anchor of our bad habits is holding us back. Once we let go, the attachments, bad habits, all those things, right? Once you let go, your boat start moving forward. But yes, all these pastimes are very, very potent. If you hear them with the right mind, right consciousness, let it enter your heart. Let it enter your heart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mataji. So Nitai Mataji is saying that, yes, Kadama Muni, she's saying, yes, is the best example. Kadama Muni was an example of detachment. He was married and he was able to just literally, before he got married, he was a renunciate. Then he got married because Manu gave his daughter Devahuti, and they spent their married life together. And then at one point, he just said, "That's it. Now is my time to now retire again and focus on my devotion." So this is the right example. But we can't do that because we can't completely cut off like that. But at least, as I say, internally, we should be always pushing ourselves to remain detached from the situations materially and material relationships and everything. Lots of things. Yeah, I'm reading. So somebody saying something?
Yes, Prabhuji, Puja here.
Yes, Puja Mataji.
Yes, we know that we have got attachments to all, but the sins factor, I don't understand. When we try to, I mean, as a person, we feel that we are not doing any sins. You have to lead a pure life, respect everybody, live a life when you are not doing anything, no sins at all. But so what sins are we committing every day?
So, first, number one, they are, of course, we are committing a lot of sins without even realizing. Time is running out. So, but I can just quickly say, for example, even in the kitchen, when you light the gas, you don't know how many insects are going in there dying. When we're cooking something with a boiling water, you don't know how many germs are going and dying in there. One of the reasons why we boil things is to kill the germs, isn't it? Yes. So the germs are dead, so we don't get sick. So these are all sins that we are committing regularly. When you're walking on the street, Mataji, we are driving, we are committing sins because our tires are going over sometimes some insects and some creatures. So sins, actually, in that sense, in the material world, these sins are unavoidable. But it is said that all these sins, you are relieved from the reactions of these sins if you are dedicated in terms of pure devotional service, if we are dedicated, then those sins, Krishna then actually delivers from those sins. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshe shami masucha. Krishna says, don't worry, you surrender to me and I will deliver you from all your sins. Not just sins from this lifetime, Puja Mataji rather, not from this lifetime, from millions of lifetimes, he can deliver us.
Okay, thank you. Very well explained.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, dear devotees, it's almost 9 o'clock now, so we should certainly stop. And we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll continue with text 54 tomorrow. Thank you. Please do look after yourselves.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a wonderful class. Hare
Everybody.
Krishna, devotee.
Hare Krishna to everybody.
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare